Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 700 Club. A ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah is underway. The deal finally came after intense pressure from the White House.
Well, Israel's Prime Minister is explaining why he accepted the plan and what lies ahead. CBN's Chris Mitchell brings us the story from Jerusalem.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave 3 reasons why he agreed to the ceasefire now in an address to the nation Tuesday night.
The first reason is to focus on the Iranian threat, and I will not expand on that. The second reason is to give our forces a breather and to replenish stocks. And the third reason for having a ceasefire is to separate the fronts and isolate Hamas.
Many observers believe those major delays in the delivery of advanced weapons and munitions from the Biden administration put Israel Defense Forces at risk and delayed the IDF in completing its missions. In addition to his 3 primary reasons, Netanyahu also made clear the deal allows Israel to strike Hezbollah if necessary.
If Hezbollah violates the agreement and tries to arm itself, we will attack. If it tries to renew terrorist infrastructure near the border, we will attack.
At the White House, President Joe Biden announced the U.S. is invested in the agreement's success.
We're determined this conflict will not be just another cycle of violence. And so the United States, with the full support of France and our other allies, has pledged to work with Israel and Lebanon to ensure that this arrangement is fully implemented.
But on Capitol Hill, Republicans criticized how the Biden administration has handled its military support of Israel. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson wrote on X, "While the Biden-Harris administration celebrates this announcement, remember that it is still withholding weapons to Israel. They repeatedly appeased Iran rather than show unequivocal support to our closest ally in the region. Israel's military success has been in spite of the White House, not because of it." Senator Ted Cruz issued a statement that read in part, "Obama-Biden officials pressured our Israeli allies and by threatening to facilitate a further, broader, binding international arms embargo through the United Nations." In Tehran, Iran's foreign ministry welcomed what it called the end of Israeli aggression. And in southern Lebanon, some Hezbollah members have already returned to their villages near the Israeli border.
All right, Chris Mitchell is with us now from Jerusalem. Chris, Iran is supporting the agreement, but what do you think Netanyahu meant when he said one reason Israel agreed to the ceasefire was to focus on the threat from Iran?
Well, Andrew, Netanyahu was very cryptic about Iran, and he said he wouldn't expand on that. I think he means that the main goal for Israel is to destroy Iran's nuclear program. And if some people may put it, keep the main thing the main thing. This has been Netanyahu's lifelong quest to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. We do know, Andrew, that Iran's nuclear facilities are more vulnerable than ever. On the attack on October 26, Israel destroyed many of the air defenses of Iran. A key nuclear component was destroyed. And Iran's so-called Ring of Fire, these proxy groups that have surrounded Israel, they're crumbling. Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis. So they're all nothing on what they did and nothing what Iran planned. In addition, Andrew, there's reports that Iran's escalating its nuclear program. And we do not know right now what may happen in 60 days when President Trump takes office. And some have wondered, would there be a joint U.S.-Israeli operation to destroy Iran's nuclear facilities?
And we've been talking about the operations daily in this war and what's been happening. So how much damage has Israel done to Hezbollah in the war over the past year?
Well, Andrew, if you look back the last couple of months, Netanyahu says they put Hezbollah back decades. It's been substantial, dramatic. Israel has done enormous damage to Hezbollah. They've lost its main leader, Hassan Nasrallah. Most, if not all, its top leadership. That pager attack that we talked about and reported disabled, injured, or killed thousands of Hezbollah fighters. That spread confusion throughout the terror group. They destroyed most of their tunnel complex along the border, most of the arsenal of their missiles and rockets, and most of its weapon depots, thousands of fighters. And Hezbollah lost control of the Lebanese border on the bordering Israel. And finally, I think, Andrew, the myth of Hezbollah has been destroyed. For years, it was this giant on Israel's northern border. It's no longer a giant.
Chris, this ceasefire has not been popular, among everyone. So there are deep concerns people have, especially Israelis. What are those concerns about the ceasefire agreement?
I think the main thing, Andrew, is it doesn't go far enough. That's what I heard earlier today. I talked with one of the experts that we've talked to many times, Sarisa Havi from the Alma Research Center. She's right on the Israeli-Lebanese border. She has, and many other Israelis feel, it may not go far enough. It's unclear how many of the more than 60,000 Israelis will feel safe enough to go back to their homes. Some are concerned it really constrains Israel. Even though Netanyahu said that Israel has the freedom of military action, there's a cumbersome procedure to respond. It's called a mechanism. And right now, we know there's been a few violations already. And to use a football analogy, since it's football season, Andrew, some people think it was like Israel's on the 1-yard line, about to score, win the game. The referee comes and it takes the ball and changes the rules of the game and prevent Israel from having a total victory.
All right, Chris, we heard from President Biden. The Biden administration pushed for the deal. Was the Trump team also behind it? And of course, now the Biden team will be transitioning out. How do you think things will change under a President Trump administration?
I've heard the same thing, but the Trump administration may have worked on this 13-point agreement. I think closer relations, warmer relations, Andrew. There'll be no arms embargo. President Trump has already said that. And no attempts by the Trump administration to undermine the Netanyahu government. And I think they'll be on the same page about the issue of Iran.
All right, Chris, always appreciate your insights very much. And happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Thanks for being with us.